पूर्णानन्दरसानुभूतिसहित स्मेरप्रसन्नाननम् पूर्णेन्दुप्रभमात्मबोधनिलयम् शान्तं निरीहं परम् नित्यविचारसारचतुरं निर्मत्सरं पावनं श्रीभूमानन्दमहं नतोऽस्मि कलितानन्दं परं श्रेयसे.
The author of the book has correctly pointed out that this book is not a biographical account of Swamiji's life. An effort which will need a huge volume or a number of volumes to be written if that is to be covered. He has called it a spiritual sadhana. In fact, the book is an outcome of the spiritual sadhana of the author, Swami Nirveshananda himself, I feel. It is the outcome of his sadhana. And Swamiji himself, in the introduction to the book, To Know is to Become, has so beautifully portrayed the essential relevance and essence of this book to the devotees. I'm not going into the details of that, but that introduction itself shows what is the relevance of this book and how it will affect the lives of the devotees and seekers. These have been brought out here. We are all devotees of Swamiji. We are greatly indebted to Swami Nirveshananda for taking so much of effort to compile these details and bring out such a beautiful book. No doubt he has been helped in this effort by Brahmacharya Namaji, by other devotees like Arvind and Warrior, and many others. But on the whole, the book has come out so nicely well. On this occasion, I must compliment the printers also for the excellent book that I have produced, particularly the photos which are so relevant. Many of the photos and some of the anecdotes, even devotees like us who have been associated with Swamiji for so many years, we were not aware. These have been brought out in this book. It is a beautiful gift, I would say, to all the devotees of Swamiji. With this, I think a book of this nature should certainly adorn the homes of every devotee and seeker. And that will happen, I am very sure about it. I wish a very wide publicity and popularity for this book. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sridharan. We would now request Swami Nirvesheshananda Tirthaji to please come here and tell us about the journey through which this book came.
Swarajya Samrajya Vibhutiresha Bhavat Kripa Shri Mahima Prasadat Prapta Maya Shri Gurave Mahatmane Namo Namaste Stu Punarnamostu Namo Namaste Stu Punarnamostu Namo Namaste Stu पुनर्नमोऽस्तु नमस्तस्मै सदैकस्मै कस्मै चिन्महसे नमः यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते. Actually, whatever Mr. Shashi Shekhar and Dr. Sridharan said, it made me a little emotional. So that is coming out through the voice also. Actually, not that I have written the book. When we speak about an author and somebody is writing a book, I think it means something different. It is an unfoldment. It was thought of in Swamiji's 80th birthday that we should publish something like that. But at that time, the concept was of a coffee table book, which Sridharanji also referred, but I must say that this name I don't like at all to be used for this book. Because if you look at it as a coffee table book and go through the pictures and only quotations are so, then it won't be full. I would expect anybody who takes this book in hand to read from the beginning to the end, up to the end picture of our logo. Everything should be gone through. Then only it will vibrate in our own being. It will become our soul companion. Any seeker, when he writes about events, anecdotes, or about the life of a Mahatma, or even his own Guru, a seeker's focus will not so much be on the events and anecdotes. Although he would like to be correct, truthful about whatever he is writing, all the events, all the data should be to the extent possible correct, to the extent he knows. But his focus will always be to, through that events and anecdotes, to express the fundamental forces that work in an individual or in the society. What gives birth to a Mahatma? What are the fundamental characteral values that makes a Mahatma, a saint, saintly? His focus will be to express and to deal with those, because that is his sadhana. So whatever he writes, it is his sadhana. That is why in the beginning, as Sridharanji said, I have mentioned that this is not a biographical record of Swamiji's life, which is so vast a canvas that we cannot deal with in a book like this. But definitely, it is an unfoldment and presentation of the fundamental truth, the absolute truth, and how that absolute truth gets manifest through the life of a saint. Because it is for if the knowledge of the self or the spiritual knowledge is there, for us what is important is what happens to a person when he realizes the truth. How does he use? What does he do with life? We have various ideas about saints, about self-realization and all, but truly speaking, it comes forward only through his actions, his statements, his conversations, many things, many aspects of his life. To realize the truth or to live the truth, unless we go into these activities, actions, statements, conversations, everything, it doesn't come out to be something real. It will remain a theoretical knowledge of the Atma, of the self, of the Brahman, or of the ultimate truth. We will not be able to relate it to our own life unless we understand it through his actions. So this book the main focus has been to identify those fundamental values forces, the virtues, and also the social forces. What are the forces working in the society, and how the saint is concerned about these forces for the benefit of the society, for the welfare of the society, to preserve the society to keep the society on the auspicious path, which we call Loka Sangraha. You will find many of the chapters, the title it is coming Loka Sangraha, Loka Sangraha. Loka Sangraha means that left to itself, the society will always there will be a tendency to degenerate because of our own selfish propensities, our various corruptions in our mind, impurities in our mind. The society will always move towards degeneration. A real Mahatma's duty is to bring back the society on the auspicious path, so that the society remains stable on the auspicious path. That is called the Loka Sangraha. But we understand this, we read about it in the Shastras. But what is this Loka Sangraha? To have a wholesome view about it. It just came out after the book has been written. I am thinking like this. I cannot say that I thought and wrote. Whenever I would sit, something will come out and I would write about it. We found that given our ashram life, it was extremely difficult to write a book like this, because whatever thoughts are there, I want to express. Within 1 line or 2 lines, when I have written, some other work comes in. And before late night, I am not able to sit back again, and by that time everything is forgotten. I found that Ma was getting up every day at 4 o'clock and sitting and writing some diary or so. That gave me the thought that why not do like that? I will not do anything else. After getting up, I will straight away go to the table and write something. And I started doing it. Every day, maybe about half an hour to 1 hour, I started doing it. And that has come out as the book. So whatever will come out at that time, I would write that. And like that, it was written. And after writing only, I am speaking all these things. These I did not know before writing. I know only that I am a seeker. I have been a seeker of truth throughout my life, and I am still a seeker of truth. I am a seeker in my all parts of our being. Perhaps I am a serious, sincere seeker. That I can claim. More than that, I cannot claim anything. So, being a seeker, the focus had always been on the truth, and how that truth manifests through the life of a saint, of a realized soul. And that is what has come as an expression in this book. So it starts with the understanding a Mahatma like that. But the foreword also is equally important, I would say. Those who read the book should start from Swamiji's introduction or blessings, then the foreword also. Foreword is the most important part of it, where I have written about it. That what are the most important parts. About publishing such a book, we did not have any idea at all. And if we have to publish with lot of photographs, which brings in Swamiji's active life, makes it really conceivable to people, we have to have lot of photographs there. It was not at all easy to collect relevant photographs, good photographs, or to make them good, and to collect them, put them in the book, at the same time keep the book within a limit. We could not keep, I had a mind of having the book maximum 150 pages or so. With that we started, but finally it became 230 pages. That too, I am not satisfied, because lot of compromise had to be made, lot of things had to be eliminated. Many incidents, many statements or photographs would come and jam my mind, asking me to write about me, please include me, but I had to make all of them stop, it's not possible. So filtered them and present, so that everything is present in a very brief manner, with minimum words, minimum expressions, whatever could be written. And in that process, I have written in the foreword that I would have waited to publish this book when I say publish this book, there is a little lack of clarity there, because Swamiji has written about it in an introduction that when Nutun went for the printing work to Bangalore, I asked him whether the book is over, writing is over. But Nutun said that 2 chapters are yet to be written. And after 15 days, when I came back from Bangalore, Swamiji is saying when Nutun came back from Bangalore, I asked him, has it been completed now? He said, no, 2 chapters have to be written. So it was like that. I cannot say that we wrote the book and then went for publishing. Book was being written and publishing also was taking place, and in the process the book also was undergoing changes. So we found that it will be very good if we could work with the designers and printers together. Otherwise things will not be properly done. From a distance it cannot be done. And when we got in touch with, they are also here fortunately, Ashok Sharma and Purnima Sharma. They have been working with us together all these days. So first time when some common friend told me about Ashok, we came to know and contacted, and he arrived. He stayed the whole day and went in the evening. While going back, he said, I came to see a customer, but I am going back a transformed person. So that made us quite confident that here is a person who will understand us and who will be able to go with us. That is extremely important, and I think in that we have been very fortunate that somebody who would understand, try to understand all our values, virtues, etc., and go ahead with us. So what finally happened is that myself, along with Namrata and Aravindan also is here. First time we went to Bangalore, stayed there for 2 weeks, and I think our Kerala flood helped me because our flights got cancelled. So I had to stay back for 4 or 5 more days, and we did a large portion of the job, but still 2 chapters remained. They were not written. So we worked day and night, from early morning to late night. We were coming back at 11:30 in the night, starting right early morning. I have not worked like this, going to a press or in an office for like that for so many days. So it became a joint work like that. And then again, after a few days, they came to the ashram, stayed for 2 days. And again we went to Bangalore to work with them for about 7 days. So through that, the book came into being. So whatever has happened, it has happened just like that. I would call it an unfoldment. We have no plan. We had no plan. Actually, you know that sannyasis never have any plan. I have mentioned about it in the book also, that Swamiji had once mentioned that when we had the Delhi CIRD, we did not have any money. But the price of the land was about 1 crore. We did not have even 1 lakh. But how did we register for that application for that land, and where from the money will come? Swamiji mentioned in that occasion that for a householder, if they have 40 lakhs, they will plan for 20 lakhs of expenditure. For a sannyasin, he can plan for 2 crores when he doesn't have even 200 in hand. And by the time the project comes to the completion, it may go to 2 crores to 5 crores also. Because he has to work for the need. If he feels it has to be done for the society, for the people, he goes on doing. Where it will end, nobody knows. So the book also went like that, and finally it came to this kind of a completion. I have not read the book. When I read the book, perhaps I will think of having a different edition, changing this way, that way, and that may come also later. But this is how the book has come to being. I think rest of it, perhaps Swamiji will speak something about it. I can stop here. I would like those who read the book should read it with enough of seriousness. There is a lot of very, very deep material Whatever I have learnt in my life, and I know to be the most important, whatever I felt to be the most important in our life, I have tried to present that only. So that certainly will be quite deep and sublimating also. It should purify us when we read it. So I would request any reader, when he reads it, read it with that in mind, not just to see the photograph. First time you can go through the photographs. That tendency will be there. I am not asking that you should not. Everybody will first go through the photographs. But after you have seen the photographs and find your photograph also there, then at least start from beginning again and go through the book. We tried to keep as many people as possible in the photographs. We have not mentioned any name, mostly. Some names are there. But in the photographs we tried to accommodate, but all are related. Each chapter, the presentation, the event, the quotation, the photographs, everything is connected. So nothing can be segregated and seen as a secluded item. Okay, I am grateful to all of you, particularly to Sridharanji and Mr. Vempati. Whatever they said, they presented. I am grateful to them also. My prostration to Swamiji.
Pranam Swamiji. I think Nutan Swamiji has shared with all of us about this journey. He said, all are related, all are connected. That for all of us who are connected to our Pujya Swamiji is the truth of our lives. We are all related, we are all connected in some way or the other. As Shashi Shekharji was speaking, I was just thinking that we didn't inform you. How is it that we requested him to come? He, as he mentioned, didn't know of Pujya Swamiji. We also didn't know about him. When we were working in Ashokji and Purnimaji's office in Bangalore, one day Ashokji, towards the end, asked me that, Namrataji, who's going to release the book? So I was a little stumped because Pujya Swamiji has released all our books. But obviously a book about his life he would not release, so I asked him, what do you think? So he thought for some time. And then he suggested Shashi Shekharji's name. Ashokji suggested Shashiji's name. Shashiji was known to them. He was their neighbor when he used to stay in Bangalore. And I was thinking that how his presence here today is also connected through a bond of love, which we have with Ashokji and Purnimaji. Pujya Swamiji suddenly said yesterday that I think Ashok should also say a few words. So we requested Nutan Swamiji to speak to Ashokji today morning. Nutan Swamiji said, you can speak to him, Namrata. So I said, Swamiji, I think you should speak. He may not agree if I say anything. So he's here. We had specially requested them to come for the release of this book. They have come all the way just for 2 days. Originally, they are from Delhi, but now settled in Bangalore for many years. We would request Shri Ashok Sharmaji to please come and share with us his journey. Purnimaji, Swamiji feels you should also come and stand here by Ashokji's side. Purnimaji is the main designer. She is the one who would sit with us from morning to late at night. And after we finished working with her, I was telling Nutan Swamiji, never have I met such a patient person. Any suggestion, she will not leave and say, okay, enough, done. She would always... and it would not be easy to work with anyone from the ashram because we pursue every point to the nth degree. But I have never met anybody with such patience and such persistence and determination. In the final stages of the book, Ashokji was very much concerned about our deadline because this book had to travel all the way here. So he started sending me messages, email messages saying Koti Koti Namaskaras. So I was saying, why are you sending me these, Ashokji? He says, because every time I ask Purnima that is it over, is it going, is this chapter going to the press? She'll say, no, Namrataji has sent a small correction. So, and although he would try and hurry up Purnimaji, she would refuse to be hurried and insist on doing the correction. So we request Ashokji to share on both their behalves.
Jai Guru. Pranam to everybody. Namaskar. Swamiji, pranam. For me, for both Purnima and me, the making of this book, of course, on the first time I got introduced to, I had the fortune of knowing Swamiji or getting to know about Swamiji only about a year and a half back, sometime in July 2017, through a common friend. And like Nutan Swamiji said, my friend had asked if you are interested to do this book because you people are in this line of designing and printing, then will you call up Swamiji and find out how you want to do it? So I phoned Swamiji and then I told him I will come and see you. So I went with my mind full of my professional experience on how we can do a coffee table book and how it can be brought out elaborately with so many pictures, and this is how we should do it, that is how we should do it. And like Swamiji correctly said, I walked into the gates of the ashram as a professional and I left, perhaps not, I would not say as a devotee or as a transformed person, but I left with a completely different feeling and frame of mind. I did not know at that time what it was, because this, literally this sadhana that was going to be given to me by Swamiji and Pujya Swamiji and Nutan Swamiji and Ma Guru Priya, I did not know. I just thought we've been in this business for more than 20-25 years, and I just thought we will do a good job and we'll bring out, and it'll be one more professional experience and expertise. But like Nutan Swamiji said, the whole exercise was simply an unfoldment. It was just an unfoldment. One did not know, and it just kept unfolding. It was not, this book is not the work of a printer, it's not the work of a designer or a publisher. When Swamiji came with Pujya Swamiji's blessing, Swamiji and Namrataji, Arvindanji, they came and spent time with us in Bangalore. I cannot tell you how literally they just filled our hearts and minds, every nook and corner of our workplace, of our home, of our life, with such joyful positivity and energy that we just did not know what had permeated into our lives, and we were enjoying every moment. We were living in that fullness. And like they say, I have read many times about it, but I honestly experienced what it means to be joyfully full. In all my years, I had never felt, because there was a complete fullness about the way Swamiji was sitting with us, explaining things. He told me, of course, one day he told me, Ashok, you must realize this is not a coffee table book. I said, Swamiji, I do realize, because this is happening all over tea. It is not happening over coffee. This book is happening over lots of... And Purnima here is a great tea lover. So every now and then she'll say, Swamiji, chai ho jaye. Swamiji, chai ho jaye. And when I was also going to the ashram, and after lunch between 12 and 3, by the time the 3 o'clock gong for tea comes, Swamiji would already see, I think Ashok needs some tea now. So obviously this is not a coffee table book. But jokes apart, that one day Swamiji spoke to me about, he said, Ashok, you have to, don't look at it as a coffee table book. And this is not what it is. It's not a book. And I understood that day what he really meant. It just filled us. And I read all the text. And Swamiji said, just think about Pujya Swamiji. Everything will unfold. And everything happened like that.